Hi friends, and welcome back. So in today's video I really want to talk to you about exactly how I manage to save over £1,000 a month on a very tight budget and living in one of the most expensive cities in the world. So if you're interested, please make sure to hit that like button and please consider subscribing and joining our family. We are all about frugal living, saving money, and of course, sharing our journey to financial freedom. I'm going to run you through the exact steps that I've taken and I'm currently taking to ensure that I am saving over £1,000 a month. So the first thing is I always think about my saving goals. So the reason why I have way over £1,000 a month is because I have different things that I am saving for, and it acts as a way to reward myself and also gives me a definitive goal for what I'm saving for. So the £1,000 is not just sitting in an account somewhere. It comprises of a variety of things that I'm saving for that are really, really important to me. So in that I have my investments, I have my holiday, I have an emergency fund, and I have a variety of other things that I am currently saving for because I deem them as super important. I also have found for myself that it's really, really important to have a vision and a goal of exactly what it is that I want in terms of my finances. So I make sure that I have something that not only visualizes exactly how much I need to save for, but to have definitive objectives and goals that I am working towards. Maybe it's just because I'm that type of person, but it has really, really worked out for me. The more objectives and goals that I have found that I actually end up saving more. The second thing that I do that has super rocketed my savings journey has been to make sure I always pay myself first and I make savings a priority. In fact, I have learned to treat savings like a bill. So as soon as I get my paycheck, I have a set amount that I put aside every month that goes to my different savings pots. And the reason why is because I'm one of those people who, if I don't become disciplined in my savings, I will spend first rather than save. So I always make it top priority to make sure that savings comes out way before I can even start to think about spending my money. The third thing that I do is to make sure that I automate this process. I'm not one of those people who's dedicated or disciplined enough to manually move money from one account to my different accounts. I have to automate that process, and I make sure that if it's out of my sight, it'll be out of my mind. So I know that I have a set date that on the 1st of every single month, money comes out of my current account and it goes into my different savings accounts and my different saving pots. And that way, it's something that I don't even have to think about. So by the time my bills start to come in, that's money that's already left, and I don't have to think about, oh, I need to save some more money. So I've automated that process and it's a lot easier for me. The third thing is to make sure that any money that I was using to pay off my debt moved straight into my savings pot. So for a little while in my life, I had to pay off debt, and I had a set way of doing it to make sure I could pay it off as quickly as possible. But as soon as I finished paying off all my debts, it became super tempting to use that money towards splurging out on a treat. But because I had set financial goals that I was working to, it was easy to just automate that amount of money that was going towards paying my debt straight into my savings pot. And that made the total quantum of how much I pay every month that bit higher. And it's helping me get to my savings goal that bit quicker. So make sure, if you are paying off your debt and you pay off a debt, automate it straight away to go into savings, so that that payment keeps going out as though it's going towards a debt repayment, but in turn it's actually just boosting up your savings. Then the next thing I did, that even though I lived on a tight budget, was to drastically reduce my living expenses. It's only when I sat down and I went through my living expenses for an entire year and I looked at the categories for which I was spending, I realized that although I was on a tight budget, I didn't have the best rein on my finances. So I decided to sit down and start thinking about how I could slash down the expenses on things that I don't necessarily need, and also start living a little bit more frugally, and also find innovative ways to save money. So if you are new to the channel, you will find that that is what this channel is about. I talk about different ways you can save money. I've Try and find innovative ways that will drastically change the amount you're saving, and also just encourage you to save a little bit more. And of course, I live as frugally as possible in adjustment to the lifestyle that I like. So for example, that includes staying at home a lot more, eating out less. For example, takeaways. I will talk about that for a long time because I didn't realize how much I was spending on takeaways until I did an actual thorough search of my expenses and realized that I was spending way too much on takeaways. So it's important to cut out as much as possible, as well as look for discounts where you can. So one thing that I continuously do is make sure that I am always looking for the best utility deal there is for me. That is another thing that also drastically changed how much I could save. Then the final thing is I like to visualize my performance. It's so important for me to have a visual representation of how far my journey has come. So I remember when all I could save was £50 a month, and throughout the years it has increased and increased and increased to the point now where I save well over £1,000 a month, and I've just managed to track that. And it's really nice, to be honest with you, to just see that progress over time, as well as to go back and see, look, this is how far I've come, as well as working as a reminder that there is so much more that I can do to increase my savings. And this was like super important to me, especially when I could see like my friends going out to fancy restaurants, going out on holidays. I had to remind myself, this is what I'm working towards, and these are the goals that I'm working towards. And finally, the bonus tip has been to try and generate multiple income streams. So I have found ways to utilize the skills that I have to earn a little bit of cash. So majority of my savings does come from the tips that I've given you, but one thing that has actually boosted my savings, and I know in the next year will probably double it, has been to find a way to generate new income and to generate additional money that can go towards my savings. So if you haven't, please make sure to check out my video which shows you all the online side hustles you can do without necessarily leaving your home. So those are the tips that I have used to help me save as much money as possible, and I know that these tips are going to continue to help me because I'm continuously reevaluating my financial goals and aiming to improve the amount that I can save year on year, month on month. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite saving tip? How has your savings journey panned out over the years? Please don't forget to check out this video, which will show you everything that I'm doing in terms of saving money, how I learned to save money super fast, and all the innovative ways that I am challenging myself to save even more money. And until the next video, thank you so much for all your support. Take care. Keep saving. Bye.